Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm with Mother Maureen, and my name is Sister Carolyn. We are from the Little Sisters of the Poor. And Mother, just in case folks out there don't know who the Little Sisters of the Poor are, maybe we could share a little bit about how we came to be.
I'd be happy to do that. I'm happy to share anything about our vocation of Little Sisters of the Poor. And we were founded by our mother foundress in France in 1839 when she carried up an old lady, a blind old lady, up a winding staircase and gave that lady her bed. And that since then, the work of the Little Sisters with caring for the elderly poor has flourished throughout the world. We have homes in the 5 continents, and we create a family spirit in our homes that she bequeathed to us, that each one of our residents is truly Christ to us. And we treat them as we would our own parents and grandparents and love them really very much. I personally love to just sit down and talk with a resident, show them that we really care and never to pass them by. In our busy world today, it's so easy to pass people by. And a few years ago, there was a document put out from the Vatican, Samaritanus Bonus, about the Good Samaritan, and how we should never leave a person on the side of the road. And we should offer them the wine of consolation, although it's the oil of consolation and the wine of hope. And people who have a compassionate heart are touched and engaged. They stop and show care. And so that is what we virtually do as Little Sisters. We show we care, we do the work, we live right there with our residents, our elderly, poor, and we have so much joy just being with them. I think we receive far more than we ever give. I think you could agree with me on that, Sir Carolyn.
I do indeed. Yes, and Mother Founder St. Jean Chougan, I'm sure had no idea that the work would spread to 5 continents and 32 countries, but Mother and I serve in Enfield. St. Joseph's Residence is in Enfield, and there we care for about 70 residents, and life in the home is actually a very joyful experience for them. Of course, they have their pains, their sorrows, and so forth, but the Lord's love and joy fills the house, and they really have a lot of vitality. We have 5 residents who are over 100 years old, and we're going to have a 6th one soon. And in the area where I serve, one of the residents turned 104 recently. Her name is Dottie. And so I was trying to think how to celebrate her birthday party, and she had been a wave in World War II. Waves were the first women admitted to the Navy. And she was so proud of her Navy service, and that was really meaningful to her. So I said, well, Dottie, I'm going to get a lady from the Navy to come to your party and thank you for your service. And she said, oh, sister, don't get a lady from the Navy. Get a couple of good-looking young guys from the Navy. And so it was that she ended up having 6 wonderful young sailors, ladies and men, who came and did a beautiful tribute to her and made it a really festive occasion. But she and just all of our residents are so full of vitality, and it's a beautiful experience. Yet at the same time, well, our Father's house has many mansions, as Scripture says, and while there's joy going on in one area of the building, in another there can be a resident who's preparing to go home to God, who's in their last moments on this earth, and we Little Sisters have the privilege to be there with them during that time and to hold their hand or pray with them, sing to them, read their favorite Bible passage, just be there and let them know that we love them. So it's a sacred time, and we get to place them in the Father's arms. So it's a full spectrum of the Paschal mystery, the joy and the suffering that leads to eternal joy, and what a privilege it is.
We greet them at the threshold of the front door, and we prepare them for the threshold of eternity. And in between that, there are, as Sister Carolyn said, there's so many things that we do together as a true family. And the families of our residents are a big part of the home too. We have wonderful staff that work with us and wonderful volunteers. If anyone is interested in bringing that love, adding to the love of our home, you'd be more than welcome. There's many ways of volunteering in our home. Visiting, driving, maybe a residence for appointments or shopping, or just helping with different activities that we have. They love bingo and all different activities that you could get involved in if you're interested in coming and help somebody at the side of the road. You know, I wanted to bring out earlier about the Gospel of Mary and Martha and how our mother, St. Jean Jugan, really had it together. She was a Martha because she worked untiringly every day, all day long. But she was a Mary because she was always on the kneeler in between, receiving all the graces she needed to continue the work that she had before her. Because these elderly off the streets in France, it was very sad because people would walk right over them. But she needed the strength, she needed the strength, the spiritual strength, to continue. And so she was always at prayer and always working. So it was a whole life. And this is what we do as little sisters. In between, it's a thread. It's really like the red thread of the Sacred Heart that it carries us through the whole day, from the time we get up in the morning until we go to bed at night. And we also have a beautiful life of community life. It's not just the work and not just the prayer. It's a lot of fun in between with community.
And if you are interested in volunteering, Mother had mentioned a few kinds of volunteer service, but there's room for almost any gift you might bring. We need people who can peel fruits and vegetables. We need people who can make beds. We need people with musical talents who can rejoice the hearts of the residents. So whatever your gift is, feel free to bring it. Sister Emily is in charge of volunteers, and you will be seeing a slide on your screen that will show you Sister Emily's contact information for volunteering, and also our administrator's information in case you know of destitute older persons who need a home, low income or no income elderly persons. You can speak with our administrator and he will go over the process of perhaps welcoming them into the home. And also on the slide is my name, Sister Carolyn, as the contact for young adult outreach and vocations. And so sometimes college groups come for a service experience among the elderly poor, and our residents love that. Young adult groups in town and in the surrounding areas have come, and Mother and I both want to highlight the beauty of our personal vocation, Little Sisters of the Poor. So if there are single Catholic young women out there who are interested in talking about consecrated religious life, possibly discerning to become a sister, if God has placed that nudge in your heart and you want to know more, my contact information will be there as well.
I can't tell you what a beautiful vocation it is to be a little sister of the poor. If God is calling you, you better answer, because I've been a little sister for many years and I don't regret 1 minute of it. There's challenges, there's sorrows, but there's the greatest joy that you could ever imagine. And the other thing that we could use some help with is financial support. We could never run our homes without the financial support of our benefactors. We receive help from Medicaid and Medicare, but we could never have our home the way it is and offer our residents such joys and extras if we didn't have our benefactors helping us. And we are so grateful. So if any benefactors are listening, God bless you. We're very, very grateful, and we're grateful for anyone else who would like to contribute to our work.
And once again, among the contact information on the screen, you'll see our website, which has where there are giving opportunities. And thank you once again. And I would like to close with mentioning a vocational discernment opportunity. I mentioned about our beautiful vocation, our awesome vocation of serving the elderly poor during this last stage of their lives and in their going home to God. And we do have a service and discernment weekend for young women, 18 to 35, for single Catholic women. That will be on the 20th to the 22nd of October. It's the weekend of World Mission Day, and the young women will have a chance to pray and serve with us little sisters, to work with the elderly poor, and to serve with the elderly poor in making sandwiches for our friends in the street, for the homeless, and also in reaching out to the children in third world countries. They're going to help the residents prepare boxes of they're called boxes of joy, little dollar store presents, gifts for Christmas, and that will be shipped overseas. So we're thrilled about that project that we'll be able to do together. We need hard candy to put in our boxes. Children love candy, but otherwise it's coming together. And so those are the things that the young women will be able to do with us, but most of all to discuss with one another and with the little sisters, and to listen to the Lord in prayer, to discern where it is that God is calling them and how He's calling them to be a missionary disciple. So thank you very much, Mother. Thanks to all of you for being with us and for your attention and for whatever support and friendship you'll be able to give us. God bless you all.
Thank you.